What has made your business more able to grow past that nobody person that's detailing car? What has been that change that allowed that to happen?
Yeah, I can pinpoint that to a direct moment, and that's when we detailed that Lamborghini live at Cars and Coffee. We decided pretty early on that we fucking hated like mom cars and doing the extracting and all that stuff, like interior stuff. We hated that stuff, and we kind of had this vision where we wanted to be the big place in Dallas for exotic cars and high end cars, and even not when they're high end, just ceramic applications and paint protection film applications. So we got tired of that whole. I didn't believe in the whole like work on it for 3 years and then you kind of earn your way in. So we bought a spot at Cars and Coffee Dallas, which there's a huge exotic car market here in the DFW area. And being that we were already, good friends with a lot of the exotic car owners from past experience where we'd go to Cars and Coffee and we'd do photography and other things like that. We lined up. Me and him detailed a Lamborghini Gallardo live at Cars and Coffee, foam cannon and everything, and made a big show out of it. And literally put ourselves in front of the market rather than wait for the market to come to us. We didn't want to do that. We knew where we wanted to be, so we literally put ourselves in front of where all the exotic car guys were at, which was Cars and Coffee Dallas, and demonstrated our services literally live to what was probably a crowd of 600 or 700 people. So, and that's where we saw more of that shift.
So tell me about that, because I think that's an incredible experience, right? To be able to have the balls to do that, right? Because it's not easy, right? Like you're young, you're new in business, you're like, what if we fuck up? What if we make a mistake? What if something goes bad? What if I completely eat the clear coat by accident? Like whatever happens. So tell me a little bit about like what did it take to get that done? Like what went through your heads the day before that show? I'm just curious as to what was kind of happening. Walk us through kind of this process.
I can't even say we were afraid, dude. We were so excited.
I was kind of nervous. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't afraid, but I was kind of nervous about the whole doing it in front of a crowd thing.
He's definitely more the nervous guy. I'm very, as you have experienced, I'm very out there and vocal, and I don't really give a shit. So I can't say that I was nervous when it came to doing this, or the fear, honestly, in most of it, because there was always that back end, like what if we fuck up or do something else? And don't get me wrong, we've dropped a Tesla and we've had our fair share of fuck ups, but I think that the ROI on just nutting up and fucking saying we can do it, and then going out and even if we failed, we were 18 when we detailed that Gallardo at Cars and Coffee. So this was 2 years ago. This was August 2016. We were I was actually still 18 years old. He had just turned 19. So I don't know. There was no real fear for me. It was a lot of excitement.
But for you, Tyler, you said there was nervousness. What was the nervousness? Was it the technical work, or was it the?
No, it was really just being in front of the crowd. I'm not a guy that likes being in front of a crowd per se. It wasn't the lack of confidence in doing the actual job itself per se.
Okay, so how did this interaction change your business? I know you guys said it's kind of propelled you and gotten your name out there in front of a lot of people. Was there anything particular that happened that day, or was it just the art of the actual show itself that kind of drove the hype?
That's a great question.
I think it was a big mental shift on top of the actual.
That's a good point. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, it was a big mental shift. On top of the influx of customers that knew us after that.
Yeah, on top of that, there was a lot of people asking us questions regarding the product, and I think there was a lot of people surprised to meet 18 and 19-year-olds who were so well. Don't get me wrong, we were very well educated on the product as well. So in the midst of doing the detailing and stuff, I would have to turn around every 15, 20 seconds to answer some kind of question, and it almost felt like a game where people would come up and ask these questions. Obviously, there was other detailers there too that were asking us all the intimidating questions. And I think that having that kind of competition that was there and asking us all these important technical questions kind of showed our knowledge and who we are at the ripe young age of 18 and 19, and that we were really in this. It's not just a hobby for us. This is something we were very committed to, devoted to, and I think that showed a lot more of what we were, and definitely put a lot more confidence in us and in our clients as well. Just from that alone, I handed out like 120 business cards that day, and all once we had finished that car, that detail took 45 minutes, and the rest of the car show I was answering car questions and questions related to detailing, obviously displaying the product as well. I wish I had pulled up a picture of the actual event there, but.
So what is looking forward, right? The next couple of years, how much revenue have you guys done this past year in 2017?
2017, right now we're close to about 100K. I think we're at 96,000 right now.
That's 2018 or 17?
That's 2018.
What was it in 2017?
2017 in total, I think we did like $74,000 in sales.
Okay, so you're like beating your 2017 goal in like 6 months.
Oh yeah, already.
All right, so that's incredible. So that's like 200% growth. What is some of the biggest concerns you guys have going forward in terms of what is coming next? Because I understand you guys have figured out what has happened, but what happens next, and what are some of the big obstacles that are in front of you?
Man, getting in this new space. Back in October, we signed a 1-year lease on a 2,200 square foot location, and I already, not braggy, but we sell the shit out of that spot, and we're limited to how many vehicles we can fit in. And I think that's what I was telling you whenever I met you in February last year was I feel limited by the amount of space that we can take these vehicles in. So right now we're tripling our space. I'm looking at locations that are about 6,500 square feet because we've obviously got the market for it, but we're constantly booked out weeks in advance where I could be taking cars in and getting them in earlier if I had the space. But the biggest issue I'd say right now is definitely that adding that more space, and that's one big concern that I have as well. Is it's just a big looming thing over me is like, holy shit, we're tripling our space, and we just in October tripled our space then. So we had a 2-car garage before we had this 2,300 square foot location in the South Lake area, and now we're looking at 65. So it's something that we've done before, and I'm confident in doing it. But there still is that backside of I know how hard it was initially whenever we got into it, and I know that's going to be hard again. But I'm definitely more excited about the challenges than I was afraid whenever we signed this place when I was freshly getting into it.